2016. We're at the Horse Park in Lexington, Kentucky. But our guest here today, he's not worried about horses. He is a horse. He don't want to win the Triple Crown. He wants to win a state championship. Sir, if you would, tell us who you are.
AJ Bindner, class of 2016, Fern Creek alumni.
And you are representing Fern Creek in the 138-pound weight class.
Yes, sir.
And you're a senior this year. All right. So kind of walk us through what gets you into wrestling. How do you find it?
My dad, when I was 4 years old, started taking me. He heard about River City Wrestling and what they were doing. They were a brand new program back then. I was the first kid to ever sign up. Started going to practices at 4. It's hard to get me to practice much. 5, I got a little more into it. I started young and I started winning. I was really aggressive, hyper kid. So for me, it was a way. My parents were like, we're going to wear him out and, maybe he'll like it and be good too. So that's kind of how I got into it. My dad was a wrestler, a couple times state placer.
Right.
And that's what led me to wrestling.
So did you, I guess you wrestled for the Fern Creek, either club or middle school, whatever, all the way through you didn't like bounce around you just went from Fern Creek all the way through
I wish I could say
that. Okay. I'm just curious.
I did bounce around a lot. My family moved a few times. I actually started at River City, which is St. X's youth program, for those that don't know. Ended up getting mad because I didn't get most outstanding wrestler on River City. I was a 3-time middle school state champion, and I got mad at the award banquet. So I transferred over to Fern Creek Optimist, wrestled there for a while, won 2 state titles there with Coach Jeff Branch, and then bouncing around again back to high school over at St. X for 2 years there, won a team title with them, and couldn't beat Jorge Vegas, so we joined him.
And that's what I was going to kind of, you led into it. Now, Fern Creek has a deep tradition in Kentucky wrestling. 3-team state championships, 1975, 1984, 2015, and 36 individual is what I was able to find out in Coach Hitchings' video. We said that we're taking 2 off because Jorge Vega doesn't count. 2013, 2015.
I'm okay with that.
Jorge, until you do your videos with me, big man, your 2 don't count. So we're going to officially say Fern Creek's at 34. But you say you transferred to Fern Creek, so you won a team title with St. X 2013, and then you transferred to Fern Creek 2015 and won a team title. So that's 2 for 2.
Yeah,
that's pretty good average. So I guess you transfer as a junior to Fern Creek.
Yep, I was in my sophomore year. Had just finished. We were done wrestling, and school was getting ready to let out. Fern Creek was having some open mats. I remember going over there one day telling Coach Hitchings I was going to be his 132-pounder next year. And then next thing I know, I was going to school there.
And that's the way and to Coach Hitchings, we're at his beautiful home here today in the heart of Fern Creek, as he said. So, Coach, we know you're going to be watching this. Thank you for having us here today. Beautiful, beautiful home, and be able to be down here in the, not a man cave, it's a Mark cave, I guess you could call it. So, let's go over your career. In 2015, I've got you second place, 132 pounds, drop a tough decision to Keegan Duncan.
Yep.
And there's several videos that I have that has the team awards, individual awards, and you can tell guys that get on the podium, like they may have got second, but their team wins. You can just tell they're like just down in the dump, like, ugh, I don't want to be up here. A team won, we're probably going to have a police escort back, hang a banner in the gym for us, get a ring from the school, whatever. But I wanted my own. I wanted, my own individual state championship. And your team wins, but you come up just a little bit short. I'm not going to ask you how it makes you feel, because that's such a vague question. But knowing you got one more shot at it, knowing you've won 2 team titles, 2016 is for you. Right?
Yes, sir.
And that's the thing about wrestling. Yes, it is an individual sport. Yes, but there's a team aspect to it too. You got to accumulate all these points. Isaac Knable, 4-time state champion from St. Xavier, he won the, of course, 4-timer, but his team, St. X, won it in 2001. They missed out on a couple team titles, and he said in his videos he would trade his individual titles for team titles. And I was like, man, I never would have thought that. If that's the way you feel, then that's great, but I just wouldn't have never put that together. But winning the team title 2015, knowing you got one more shot, is it the only? It's either state championship or bust going into your senior season.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what it was. I was tickled pink my junior year that we won, even though I got beat. I held my head high and was just happy. My teammates, it was awesome. I'm not sure if somebody can fact check, but to be a part of 2 different team state titles is pretty rare. So I'm blessed and very thankful for both of the team titles that I was able to be a part of. Yeah, as you mentioned, like winning it all, that's what I wanted. I was kind of bummed, but it, being able to step back and say, what did I bring to the table to help my team get this done, made some of that pressure go away, and the fact that I had another season. And
kind of off camera, we was talking. When you accumulate team points, that's what they're called. Whether you win by fall, advancement in the championship, consolation, tech fall, decision, whatever. You kind of put Fern Creek in a deficit. Kind of tell us that story if you don't mind.
So my junior year, I was bonus pointing all the way to the finals. We knew it was a 2-horse race between me and Keegan, and all that we were hoping for is that it didn't happen before the finals because that's where we deserved to wrestle at. So I'll take you to semis. I win a decision 18-4 over a kid that was ranked 3rd in the state from Cooper. Steiner was his name, and I did a little, ollie shuffle, I guess if you would. And Eric Friddle hit me for a team point. And funny story about that team point is we only won by 5.5 that year. I lost one of them, so going into the finals, instead of scoring 30 team points, I was now at 29.
And so that goes to show you every half a point, every point counts. I know in the 2022 season, there was half a point separating Johnson Central and Ryle between 2nd and 3rd. So, every little, if you can get a pin, get a pin. Advance, but just every little point counts. Let's go through your bracket real quick. First round, you're wrestling Andrew Rutledge from Montgomery County, and it looks like you win that by fall in 2 minutes and 31 seconds. Second round, you're wrestling Nathaniel Lawrence from, I believe that's Franklin County.
Eventual state finalist.
Yeah, you're exactly.
With Nate Wheeler.
He comes in 6th that year.
Yep.
I got you in that by tech fall, 15-0. The quarters, you're wrestling Chance Oxford from Union County. You win that by a squeaker, a 6-5 decision. And Chance doesn't place, but 6-5, man. Whew.
I had some history with Chance. Going back to the middle school days, long, lanky kid. His brother Jackson, they were just tough. They'd keep coming at you. He never beat me, but he did give me some fits.
I got to referee a state championship in 2020, and a lot of the senior referees come to me and was like, the toughest match you have or bout you have all day are going to be your quarterfinals. And the 2 or 3 that I had were, my state finals match was easy. It was like a 7-2 decision. It was, nothing really, but the quarters,
rounds and quarters
was like, whoa, this is tough. You get to the semis, you're wrestling Trent Johnson from John Hardin. Trent comes in 4th. You win a 6-2 decision. So that sets up a final match between you and Angel Vasquez of Lafayette. Now, Angel, he was the 138-pound gatekeeper for 3 years. 2014, he come in 2nd place. 2015, he wins it, and he's back here again against you in 2016. So both of you guys have finals experience. Both of you guys are seniors. Had you wrestled Angel before?
Hadn't. That's a matchup that we hadn't had. Everybody else in the bracket, well, I take that back. Logan Erdman, a good buddy of mine. He ended up getting beat out early, but outside of that, I had wrestled everybody. That was my 3rd time wrestling Trent Johnson.
Really?
In the semis. Yeah. And it's hard to beat somebody 3 times. He's a heck of an athlete.
And, of course, Angel representing Lafayette. And also 2016. 2016 is a year that I don't have the video for. The KHSAA offers on their website highlights. I purchased the highlight DVD just for my records. But there's a really specific match for 2016 I'm looking for as well, and that's Landon Young's. I've talked to Landon's dad. I've messaged several times, and we, of course, want to get with Landon because Landon is our only state champion NFL player that Kentucky's ever had. We want to get with him, talk to his dad. From the conversations had with Landon's dad, he's 100% on board. Like, yeah, as soon as he comes in from football season, well, of course we want it. And, of course, his dad wrestled in 1983. But this is your video. But Lafayette had a good team. Lafayette's a sneaky. They'll always have 3 or 4, maybe not a full team, but the ones they put out there are always just like, bangers.
Yeah.
You got to be ready to wrestle Lafayette, and especially somebody that's been in the finals. This is their 3rd time.
And Lexington.
And a Lexington area school. Now, about this video, the highlight video that I have has probably 25, 30 seconds of each match, the finals, 5 or 10 of the 3rd, 5th, and 7th place matches. So we don't have the full copy. We have the first period, we have the 2nd period up to just about 20 seconds, something like that left to go. And we also have the winning takedown. This match goes into overtime. And the way that I've got it kind of edited is there's just a half a second gap. That way we can just, viewing, and for our purposes, we can discern between what was filmed by, I think this is your dad, correct?
Oh, he gave it to somebody to hold.
Okay, because sometimes dad get a little nervous.
Oh, yeah.
Little nervous. We've had some dads pass out in the stands. Well, that's for another video. But you guys are seeing what we're seeing here. We're going to get our TV set up, and we'll see you guys there. All-Tech Arena, Lexington, Kentucky. And you are getting ready to do battle the 2 number 1, number 2 ranked kids in the state, deserving to be here, like you said earlier. I'm sure that in the mat room with Coach Hitchings and everybody else that was on your team, maybe individual workouts, off season, there were some things you probably left on the 2015 mat that you're like, I left it there. I will never pick this back up again. So you're back here where you want to be. It's, showtime, right?
Yep.
Showtime. Now, who have you got in your corner for this match?
I got Coach Hitchings and Nick Barty.
Okay. And, do you have like a lot of family in the stands?
Oh, yeah.
I can imagine.
Everybody came out for that one.
All right. Let's do this.
And I'm not sure his record coming in, but he had a pretty good record coming into this match.
Yeah. Let me turn down the volume just a little bit.
I'm not sure he had even been beat this year, up until this point. Coach Barty was awesome too. I know you've never met him, but really good guy. He wrestled up in Ohio, moved here, and started coaching baseball at Fern Creek.
You got Andrew Dennison. I think
And,
that's
Shoemate.
Shoemate. So you got 2 really good refs out there. Andrew's on the whistle. So what's your go-to takedown here as a senior? Maybe what?
I went to a knee pull, and I could get to it from anywhere. You'll see it in this match here in a minute. I had a left side high crotch. I was really good, neutral. That was where I wanted to be. My senior year, I predominantly just cut everybody and took them down until I just wore them out enough to... I wasn't a big pinner. I just scored a lot of points.
We're out. We're neutral.
But that's what I thought. That's what gave me confidence going in, is that Angel's never seen my speed. He didn't really know how to react to it, and I was hoping that that was a real good sweep single by him.
Yeah.
He put me right where he wanted me to be.
Yep. 2.
And just like Mark's match, we're down 2-0.
Right out of the gate. Got about a minute, 10 left, so about 50 seconds in, you get to take down. But you're not in panic mode, I can't imagine.
No.
So you get up, get your 1. We're neutral. So
I never really panicked too much because I did have the ability to score points, and I just knew we got to keep it close. There's the knee pull.
Nice.
To get back on the lead.
trying to break him down. All right, we're out.
I will say I was a lot more confident going into this state finals match than I was in 2015, just because it's a guy that already beat me 3 times.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever gotten to talk to Angel, but he's a heck of a guy. Super nice, very good sport.
No, I didn't get to referee him just a few times when he was in high school, but now he's coaching Lafayette, and most of the time when I talk to him, Coach, have a seat, Coach, hit your tape line. No, Angel, you're a good dude, you know that. We know we have a lot of respect for you. Him and Coach Green, man, it's like 2 Tasmanian devils over in the corner. Sit down, guys, sit down. Got a caution.
I was the type that I used my cautions in high school really well. You got 3 of them till you give up a point.
Yep.
I would try to jump the whistle every time.
2. He goes
Two,
caution,
and then give
caution,
a point.
point. Yep. I don't want the referee crowd to have a lynch mob after me for.
Yeah, caution, point. I
So,
would use them too.
Are you looking here just to like?
I'm getting ready to drop to a single, so I don't pick up a stall call.
Right.
And we're short time, so just trying to ride him out tough and take the lead at the end of the first.
Patrick McNutt walking by.
I was pretty happy with a 3-2 lead, considering I was taken down right away.
Coach Hitchings defers right out of the gate. I'm sure that was something that was just a natural.
I was real good on
Takes
top with
down.
boots, so that was my go-to. Going, try to get a breakdown and get my legs in.
Right.
I do get them in a few times this match. Right there, I'm in. But I got nailed with a stall call right here. Got him flat. I like to go hard, crank power half. I was real just mean up
Right.
there. I got a lot of turns stopped because kids were crying out. And in college, they never stopped them, those same
Yeah.
turns.
Yeah, that's
But I'd put all my pressure, throw
there it
double
is.
boots,
Yep. Andrew gets
try
you
to make them
stalled.
miserable.
In case you guys can't tell, Coach Hitchings is behind us here. He takes you to the table. Now, Coach, what are you asking Andrew here?
A stalling call. Why a stalling call? He was working. He was advancing. No, he wasn't getting anywhere, but he was sure trying. Isn't that the rule that you got to be?
My buddy Andrew Dennison reffing this. I go back with him. We've officiated together. I think it was one of these, maybe, Andrew. Not a stall call. Maybe a stalemate.
Right. And I'm trying to set the tone for the rest of the match.
Right.
That, I want him to think twice before he hits us with a stalling again when we're working.
Now, that's a veteran coach move. I mean, it really is.
Well, I had told Coach Hitchings if we ever have something like that come up, for me, take them to the table.
Yeah.
I'll breathe for a minute. I had such a high-paced
that's
offense.
another point. Yeah, we needed the air.
We needed the air.
Yeah. Now, here in a second, guys, it's going to go to the last takedown.
This
in
is the
overtime.
one. This is the one that won me the match right there.
Third.
He called that stall call, but he gave me a questionable one back right there.
I think you were in position.
I'll say that's a good call, Andrew. Good call. And Lafayette's taking you to the table.
Yeah.
Perfect for me. They didn't realize it, but perfect for me.
Yep. So there's 1:12 left in the second. Look at the bracket here real quick. That's what I thought. That was a good call. I mean, that was
a huge takedown because he was in deep on me.
Yeah.
That was a real big momentum changer right there. When I got that one, I felt really good. Because if I went into the third period with a 2-point lead, wasn't nobody beating me.
it's getting ready to, here just in a second, click off or cut to the final takedown. Nope. Still down. 56 seconds left. So
The thing is I think I could have rode him.
he gets his one. So we're going 5-4. Here it goes. Here's the last takedown. There it is. 2.
Oh, we're not filming anymore, right?
Yes. You're right.
And here you are. There's
Yep.
Angel getting his medal. Coach Green, no relation, I don't think. Coach Green's excellent coach. I mean, he's been in the sport of wrestling for years.
I remember this. I just melted. Just so many years of wanting that to happen. Like the weight that came off my shoulders,
It is, man.
Can't even tell you.
On top of the world.
Tough weight class. Very
Absolutely.
tough weight class.
So there it is, man. You went into overtime, ended up winning a 9-7 decision, and we just don't have the full video. I'm sorry. We, first period, half of the second, and then the part that matters, the 9-7 takedown. Now it looked like just a simple duck under or some type of takedown, just like a pull or something. I mean, was that just a natural instinct, something that maybe coach had work with you on? Hey, right out of the gate.
To be honest with you, I'd spent about 5 to 7 years in Columbus, Ohio, training with a guy named Miran Karchalava. His son wrestles for Ohio State currently. He was a multiple-time national champion in college. He didn't get his citizenship in time to compete for the Olympics, but that's nor here nor there. He runs a club. That's where I spent my time training because you had to travel to get that kind of training back when I was younger. He taught me it's a move called a short drag, and he was real big on we would drill thousands of reps a day. So I didn't even think about it, man. Angel went to knee tap, and I sucker dragged out because that's where I've been a million times.
Right, and it paid off, and the earliest I have on video is the 1969 finals. I've got 29 years of the state finals. 69 is the earliest, all the way through 2022, and even refereeing today is the simplest things still work.
Yep.
The 1969 video, I mean, there's no technique, but they're running, the pins that happens are like halves. The escapes that happens are just like sit-outs.
Yep.
And those simple techniques are still effective today. And it won USA Championship. It wasn't, the spinning moss-covered three-handled family Gradunzel or anything like that. It was just a simple bloop. There it is.
And I had to be simple. My senior year, I had maybe 6 moves that I went to, but I would get to them, and that's all I needed. And I had a messed up hand in the final, so I was just as basic as I could be to get out of there with a win.
All right, man. Any closing words? Any parting thoughts before we wrap this one up?
Well, the third period that we didn't have, I wish we did. Third period got a little exciting. I'll just give you a real quick rundown of that. There was a couple more takedowns exchanged. The match was over in regulation with me being up by a point until Andrew Dennison, our friend, comes in with a stall call, ties it up. The whole crowd was booing me. Called an injury time, got some Gatorade, and I remember the last thing I said to Coach Hitchings when he helped me up, we're about to win a state title, and we did. That was the third period, so that was pretty cool. And my one loss that season was my first match of the year at 145 pounds. I went up and lost to Dallas Miles in overtime. And I walked off the mat and told Coach Hitchings, I will not lose again this season. And I didn't. So I'll remember it for the rest of my life. That's all I got.
No, man, that's a great. Thank you for doing the video with us today. Really appreciate it. The second Fern Creek Tiger we've got on the channel. We've got 1981 covered, Fern Creek, and we know we got 2016. We know there's going to be a lot more because this opens up a whole new school, a whole new audience, and there's going to be a lot of more Fern Creek guys reach out, Louisville area guys reach out, and be on the channel. And that's what this is designed to do, is to give these gentlemen a platform that never had before. And that's why I love doing this series, is just putting Kentucky wrestling out there so the world can see we have just as good a wrestling in Kentucky as anywhere in the United States. I don't care what anybody says. Maybe not the depth that some states have, but our tops can compete with anybody in the United States. There's one individual champion per weight class, one team champion. Now, like I said, I would put our tops against anybody in the country. That's all we got, man. Thank you for being here. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys on the mats.